Okay? We really don't know how they threw it. We know what it's supposed to look like, we know the description, we know how it ends, but we don't know if they went and threw it like that, or if they started as an overhout and then threw it.
There's good support for the second, because it's sometimes called the verborgene Aue, which means the hidden strikes.
Yep, yeah, exactly, yeah. And so I train both. I train it both ways, because sometimes I want him to know it's a shield how, because he'll act a very specific way against it. And then I use that against him. But if he's sitting here like, oh man, this guy's overhouse sucks, and then I go, woo! How you doing? Alright? Perfect. Because this started as an overhouse. Okay? So, play around with it a little bit. But really, take your time. Make sure that Jan can sit here and give me feedback. You know, does that look like an overhouse when it first started? Because he's got to read it. He's the one reacting. So talk to each other. Help each other out a little bit. Okay? Go for it.
Okay.
All right.
You'll attack.
I'll attack you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, very.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Try this type of motion. You're too close. Can't stop.
You leaped. You're leaping. Don't leap. See how your body is literally doing this. And since this is so much slower than this,
Yeah.
he's going to read it all day. So try to keep it, imagine like you've got like a little bowl of hot soup or something.
Okay.
And you step forward. Better.
Too close.
If you're still lifting your body weight. That was a little better. That was just
It was just a measure. Too close.
All right, let's switch. That was good.
So along those lines, then, the rest of my master strokes can be practiced the same way. Okay. And like I said, I train both for a very particular reason. So let's learn a little bit of version because it's probably the one that most of you guys know. And again, this versatile, borrow you on here, is, you know, it's this, oh no, I'm going to attack, I'm just getting tacky. This is versatile, so it's just essentially a horizontal cut, big circular monstrosity. Now, it's short, but one of the things that we know is it hits really, really hard. Okay? And if you train it enough, it does. It hits ridiculously hard. The other thing it does is it gives me this fantastic angle where the regular parries don't work. It forces you on to either parry, either get hit or parry much bigger than he normally would. Which is why like the doubles versatile is so popular. And then you go woo and you whip back around after he gives you all that energy. Okay? So again, if I'm looking for big parries, I'll just throw this versatile. But then, as Jan mentioned, sometimes the master strokes are referred to as the hidden strokes. Alright? And we don't know why. So this is as good a reason as ever. This is my Oberhau. Parry my Oberhau. And then my Oberhau comes into his versatile in mid-stroke. Okay? As it throws, it rolls. And you see the angle change. I'm going to end in thrust. If I'm a little deeper, I'm going to end in a cut to the head. Okay? So, this also goes off of the same theory that I always play off of about feints. Okay, feints, to make a feint really work, you, one, if you got a guy who's just in a, you know exactly how he reacts. You've seen it over and over, and then it's easy to deal with. But stopping and starting feints is much easier for guys to read. So if I come in and I'm like, and I come back around like that, that's a lot easier for a guy to read. If I can keep this hand in the same directional motion, in other words, not seeing this, but doing something like this, where this is just changing by virtue of what I'm doing with my arm, or even something as stupid as this, right? It's hard on the read. Or whether I'm doing like plunging strokes or something like that. But this is what Jan's feeling. This hand, primary hand, moving in this direction. If he sees his hand do this and come back and go around, he reacts much easier. But even if he goes, all right, that motion doesn't, that's the sell. So we're doing the same thing with these hidden strokes or master strokes. This is what Jan sees. And then the pronation of my wrist halfway through the cut changes everything here. And if I do it with my shield hop, it's the same thing. It gives me a completely different reaction when the blades touch, or how he's going to react to the parry. Okay? Same thing with the crump. Okay? Because what's the and I'm jumping off the block. For those of you guys who know the crump, what's the danger with the crump always?
What do you attack on?
For like, well, that's the thing. When you attack with a crump, you don't really. It's really hard. I mean, attacking with a crump is kind of a pain in the butt because it's essentially a defensive cut for the most part.
If I'm sitting here like this and you're going, oh, she's showing her flat, she's probably going to
crump or it's versatile, right? Yeah. So the biggest problem, like let's say you're defending with a crump, what's the biggest problem you're going to have?
Selling.
Yeah. Well, not only just selling, but yeah, but you're gonna. If I realize, oh man, this guy really likes to throw crumps, the crump doesn't threaten me in any way. It's super powerful for defense. There's no threat. So it's real easy to feint off of crumps because there's no threat. But if Jan's like, man, this guy's hitting really hard, it's a pain in the ass, and as I cut, he sells it as an Oberhau and then turns it into a crump, then all of a sudden, I'm not going to feint off of that because that Oberhau should have hit me. But he's decided I'm not strong enough to deal with it. So I crump into it in the second half. And then I'm not going to feint off that, because if I feint off of you doing this, I'm going to die. Okay? So, again, two reasons to learn both as far as I'm concerned. One is it's going to make your overhouse more dynamic because they'll transform into other stuff, which makes it really hard to deal with. And then two, again, those master strokes create some very easy things to take advantage of sometimes. So there's a reason why, like I said, we'll throw my Zwerchau without hiding. Throw my Shielhaus without hiding. I'll be like, all right, here it comes, because I want him to deal with it in a very specific manner. I want him to deal with that in a very specific manner. And then there's times when I want to hide it. And I hide it in the overhand. Okay? So, same thing. Same game. Look for your overhouse. Look for my overhouse. And look for my Zwerchau in the middle. And you can try it with regular forward, you can try it with side steps, all kinds of stuff. Okay? Yes, sir?
How does Zwerchau change how he needs to carry here?
For good. Just give me a regular prayer. Ready? There we go, right? So that's the mechanics. This is what happens when the Zwerchau lands. See that? So that's what happens when he parries me normally. The Zwerchau is going to land like that when he parries. So the Zwerchau, if he sees it coming, is going to extend a much bigger, and create a huge gap. The Zwerchau is also, even though we have the list, we have the Michael Hall, we almost never see it used.